Hello my fellow freedom builders and welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to have a look at a little review of a product here, and it is the product Marketsmith that many of you have asked me, is it worth the price? Do you know the product? And I must admit I tested it a little bit some years back, but of course a lot has happened since then. It is not a product I usually use in my analysis, but they have a test period. I think it is 3 weeks for something like $20. So I thought, why not take a little 3 weeks test and I could let you know what I think of it. First of all, many of your question goes to, is it worth the price? So let's just have a look at it first. And the price is a bit steep. When you get outside the first 3 weeks trial here of $20, you are paying $150 per month. Most of the products I use, they are somewhere between in the $30 to $50 range per month. And well, for $1,500 per year, this should be a really good product, I must say. I should also say I'm not affiliated with them in any way. I do like when I do these first review videos that not being affiliated with them makes it a bit more unbiased, I feel, at least for me. So I do not have an affiliate link for Marketsmith below, as I normally have with TradingView or Stockopedia, something like that. But that is because I have fallen in love with these two products, and I haven't yet with Marketsmith. I just started it today, should I say, so I don't really have had the time to fall in love yet. But if we look at it, they have the Marketsmith. I'll take a look at that in a second. They have something that is called the Growth 250. That is the best 250 stocks with their screening method here. They have some pattern recognitions and so on. I should also say that Marketsmith is a product under the IBD, the Investors Business Daily. And if you don't know them, that is one of the quite old website actually. You can find it at investors.com. They do have some great articles and they are based on this old analyst William O'Neill, I think the name is. He has written several books about how to find some really good growth stocks. So in here at IBD there are a lot of products, and the IBD Digital and Leaderboard and so on. And as you can see down here, you find the Marketsmith and also something called Swing Trader, which I actually also took a test on since that was free for 4 weeks, I think. So I thought, why not? Let's see what they can do in the swing trading area. So if you want to get in here, you can actually get 3 weeks of Marketsmith test and 4 weeks of swing trading tests. And this is more of a signal provider, I guess. And you can get that for $20. So it's not that bad, but just remember to unsubscribe quickly if you don't want to be billed $150 for one of them. And I think it is $70 or $80 per month for the other. You need some sort of portfolio size before you could really spend a couple of $1,000 per year on products like this. But let's have a look at it. In here, I have been testing it a bit, so every time I leave the site, it gets back to this relaunch chart here. Let's just see if we can get into the right size. Okay, I can say right away that it is not so graphically dynamic because I have a bit of a smaller screen to record this from, and normally I can just minimize the screen so it fits inside the parameters I need here, but I can't do that with Marketsmith. So they obviously need some sort of size here to be able to show what they want to show. So let's go with that. Now, first of all, this is the screen, and let's just make this one a bit smaller here. Let's see what we can do. Again, a bit, not very flexible indeed here. Okay, you'll need to see the screen here. First, I'll show you what is on the left here. But first of all, this is the price chart. Personally, I do like candlestick charts, and I'm not even sure if this one can be adjusted to it, but in all of William O'Neill's writing and all on the Investors Business Daily website, it is all shown with these normal bars here, and I'm not too fond of them, but I can learn to live with them if the product is great. Now, what I'm also used to from TradingView is a lot of drag and drop, a lot of flexibility on the visual side. And I can just say here, there's absolutely none. So if you are used to having a visual window here where you can do all sorts of stretching and zooming in and zooming out and all sorts, I can't really find it here. I might be, if any of you are used to using it, you might write me and say that I have missed the features. But I've been testing a bit around today, and I must say I find this window extremely inflexible. But however, if there's the product you would need here, then fine enough. You have the price, you have some chart recognition patterns down here that I need to be getting a bit more into. Down here we have the volume. Here the blue line is what is called the RS rating. So this is where they take, in this case, the Etsy stock, and they rate it and see how strong is the compared to the rest of the market, how strong is Etsy to all of the other stocks. And an RS rating, I suspect, shows us that it is stronger than 95% of the other stocks. And what I also really like a lot here, I have that in my own Danish product for the toolbox there, but that is a line where you can see if the relative strength rating is getting better or worse. You could say down here you might be content with the relative strength rating, but it is dropping, so it's showing that it's getting less and less relatively strong. So that is good enough. I do like this blue line. And down here you can see something very important, something that I also look for, but not in such a structured way here. You can see how much their earnings per share is growing with every single quarter, which also seems very nice. Now over here, and I have to move my screen here a bit because the visual part is so inflexible. But over here you can see all sorts of different fundamental data. You can see their earnings per share rating, group RS rating, that is the stock group, the industry group they are part of. How strong is that? So you would like that to be as strong as possible. This is some fundamental data. This is an indication if the price when it goes up, if that goes on with a lot of volume on, and so on. They have a lot of different also a lot of proprietary stuff in here that I need to be a bit more familiar with. Over here you can have all sorts of screens, and this is very nice. You can see we have the William J. O'Neill screen here. That's a guy I talked to you about just a second ago. He is the father, I think, of this can slim method. I'll be doing a video on that strategy, that method, in a couple of weeks, I think. But this is one of the grand old men here. We have a Warren Buffett screen. I'm not even sure what that does, but that must be on a lot of the fundamentals. Benjamin Graham, I suspect that is kind of similar to the Warren Buffett. We have Peter Lynch, Martin Zweig, James O'Shaughnessy. So many of the grand old men that you know if you read some books here. We have some fund screening, and yeah, you can do all sorts of things here. But what I have been trying here is that I've been trying to make my own little screen. And when we see here, let me just move this again. I started out with around 8,200 stocks, and then I did some screening here. I said that earnings per share rating should be above 70 and relative strength rating above 70 and so on. I tried to minimize the number of stocks, and I said that it had to be growing its earnings per share quite extensively, both quarter to quarter and over the last years. And I ended up with 8 stocks, and as you can see down here, I think, maybe, here, I ended up with these 8 stocks: Blackline, CF Bank Shares, Innova, Etsy, IES Holdings, Medifast. So these are the stocks that is popped up from this screen. I'm not certain that this is the right screen. I was just playing a bit around with it. You can take a screen dump of these and try and have a look at them. But if you want to, let's say it was a Medifast, you can just double click here, and the stock comes up here. Let me move a bit around again. And you can see here that it is been going up here on the relative strength rating, has been going down here. We don't want a stock that's going down in the relative strength rating, but you can see that it started to grow its earnings per share here on quarter to quarter, and from there it tended to go up. But you can't use the rising of the earnings per share as a 100% certain indicator that it is going up, because have a look at here, earnings per share growth, and at the same time the stock was plummeting. So that is not really a 100% certain indicator for stock price growth. But I think this earnings per share per quarter is something I could actually use. But I also have something similar to that in, for instance, Saks.com that I subscribe to. And I can also take some of that out of Guru Focus and some of it on Stockopedia. So what I need to make up with myself is this worth the extra $150 per month? Now, I'll be testing it a lot, and I'll try to see not as much if the stocks that comes up will be winners, because you should never judge a platform on just testing it for 3 weeks to see if the signals or the stocks it comes up with, if there are winners, because there can be all sorts of reasons why it's not. But what I want to see, if can I find this information in some of the other subscription packages that I have, and do I like the interface? Now, I'm sitting in front of my computer pretty much day in and day out all year round. And what I need when I have tools I work with is they should be easy to use, and I should like the visual output here. And to be honest, just from my first couple of hours testing around with this here this morning, I can just say I hate the visuals. I simply don't like the visuals here at Marketsmith. There might be some features I haven't found yet, so you can unlock some of this. But to be honest, all of these numbers here, well, my brain just turns to jello when I look at these. It is structured in a really, really messy way. And the part over here where you can't you can't really move anything, you cannot adjust, you cannot zoom in or out. At least I haven't found out. There's not one clear way. But there might be something somewhere. I'll have a look at it, and if this is what there is in the software, I don't think I will be paying $150 per month for it. If there is some sort of popping out of charts where I can do all sorts of fancy visual stuff, well, then it is a completely other game, and I should not judge it just on having a couple of hours run on it. So you will get in a week or maybe 2 weeks, you will get my next a bit more informed view on Marketsmith. Right now, I'm not thrilled completely, but let's see where it takes us. I'll let you know in a later video, and just remember to subscribe and hit the bell notification and all that below. Then you make sure that you will get notified next time my next video comes out, and that could be around the Marketsmith, at least in a week or two. Bye for now. Take care of yourself and your money out there. Don't spend them on platforms you don't need, and I'll let you know if I think you need this one. Bye for now.